Rebuilding a Rustproof Land Rover, Part 26. The seats that I originally fitted to this 1971 Land Rover came out of a scrap Alfa Romeo car. They were very high quality, internally sprung and padded properly. Unfortunately, my friend to whom I sold the Land Rover in 2014 fitted a log burner between the seats, which, as you can imagine, didn't do the seats much good. As part of the rebuild, I fitted slab-type seats which are not sprung at all, and to say they are uncomfortable is an understatement, as I am big and heavy. Totally by chance I came upon a solution. Here it is, and I would like to share it with my viewers. This Land Rover has a 2¼ litre diesel engine. And before I move on to the wonderful solution to comfort in an old Land Rover, what I'm doing is propping the bonnet open. All I do is push the bonnet vertical and hold it to the steering wheel using a bungee cord. Simple, easy and effective, just the way I like it. In this clip, the camera caught a shot of my Jaguar key fob in the ignition. My Jaguar is quite different to this. It's a 2013 Jaguar XF Sport Brake with a 3 litre V6 diesel engine fitted with twin turbos, and it really goes well. Slightly different to the Land Rover, as you would expect, but it's not very good off-road. What is this, I hear you ask? An old battery on the ground near the wheel. It's the original battery that came with the Land Rover that was completely flat. I use it to stand on, and to make it more comfortable, I ground off the lead terminals. When I fitted a new battery, there was no way to hold the battery in position, so I used a leather belt, but this started to go mouldy. So I went online and bought some ratchet straps, and this is one of them that I cut down to do the job. Very simple, and it holds the battery perfectly. Here I'm removing the air filter because I need to check for fuel leaks on the engine. And for the viewer who wrote in and said, "Sorry mate, there's no such thing as a rust-proof Land Rover," I disagree. This Land Rover does not have any rust on it, and just to avoid any confusion, this is not rust, it is red primer. I rebuilt this Land Rover in 1999, and at that time I bought a brand new bulkhead for it, but it didn't end there. I had it hot zinc metal sprayed and then filled the inside with 5 litres of wax oil, rotating the bulkhead in every position over a 7-day period. So I assume it has a good coating of wax oil internally. I started the engine to drive the Land Rover out of the garage, and here, after a while, with the engine still cold, I'm not using the heater plugs. I'm just cranking it over, and it starts much quicker than it was doing. It was cranking and cranking because there was an air leak, but I found the air leak and sorted it out. This old engine runs quite sweetly, really. This is a vacuum pump that I fitted so the brakes work really well. Here are the original seats that I fitted to it in 1999. This was what was left of the seats when I bought it back. And yes, looking at the Land Rover in a bit more detail, the seats are not serviceable at all. One's better than the other, but I'm going to scrap the pair of them and put some new ones in. A chimney emanates from the log burner, and it goes up and through a hole in the roof. That's enough of that. Much further on from the previous clip, I've fitted some slab seats. These are Brit parts, and they're okay, but they basically consist of lumps of foam with a PVC covering. And these seats are not good for me. If I hit a bump, I really feel it. There isn't enough suspension. I thought about this for a while, and I was going to go to a scrapyard and buy a couple more seats. That was until I saw these on a TV channel. JML soft sitters. I thought, I wonder if these will fit in the Land Rover. I couldn't tell what size they were going to be, but because they were very cheap, I thought I would risk it and see if they worked. I do not have any connection whatsoever with JML products. This is definitely not a sponsorship deal. I paid full retail price of £28.98 for a pair of these, including covers. These shots of the box give you some idea of what they are. They're made from some kind of silicone material. They're quite heavy. When I turn the box around, there are some illustrations showing the application: driving, yoga, office and home. I really couldn't believe my good luck. These units are precisely the right size for the job. They lift the seat slightly, which is better, and one of the battens underneath aligns perfectly with the frame. I went for a run in it over some rough ground, and when I returned, I was very pleased to find that my back didn't hurt. Flush with success, I thought I would fit a new windscreen washer pump. Originally I fitted one of these when I rebuilt the Land Rover to start with, and it never worked. At the time I replaced the original, which just dangled from the piping. This pump works perfectly. In fact, it's much better than the old one. The pressure is much higher, and the windows are cleaned much more efficiently and much faster. And that's it. Check out JML Soft Sitters. Buy yourself a pair and drive in comfort. The final thing to do in this video before I close the garage door is to drive the Land Rover into the garage. I press the button on the remote to shut the electric door eventually. I'll finish this video with some more shots of the boxes. A cheap and good quality solution to a simple problem. The JML Soft Sitter. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.